Have you ever felt like life is ignoring your cries? You beg, you hope, you pray, but nothing changes. Silence, delay, disappointment. It's as if the universe, or God, has forgotten you. You ask, why me? Why now? Why nothing? Your heart aches under the weight of waiting, and your faith feels stretched thin. But what if that delay is not a punishment, but a preparation? What if the silence is where your character is being carved? What if the space between the request and the answer is the sacred ground where trust is born? God never rushes, and He never shows up late. His timing is flawless, even when it doesn't match yours. You see only the now. He sees the whole picture. You are focused on what's in front of you. He's already standing at the finish line. You want it now because you're hurting, but He's preparing it right because He loves you. What feels like a not yet might actually be a just wait. I'm preparing something better. He is not indifferent to your pain. He is invested in your growth. We panic when we lose control. We grasp. We struggle. We overthink. But that's when faith begins. When we're out of plans, out of strength. So stop, breathe, smile. You don't need all the answers to be at peace. You just need to believe that peace is still possible. There's more happening than you can see. The roots of your future are growing underground where your eyes can't reach. Not getting what you want isn't always a tragedy. Sometimes it's protection. The door you were pounding on might lead to something that would have destroyed you. A closed door isn't rejection, it's redirection. Maybe the heartbreak saved you. Maybe the delay protected you. What breaks your heart today might be saving your soul tomorrow. The blessing you didn't receive might be the one you'll be most grateful for one day. Regret often haunts those who chase what was never meant for them. But what if even your failures were part of the plan? What if every stumble, every wrong turn, every painful goodbye was written with care? Sometimes the worst moments plant the seeds for the best chapters. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. When something feels impossible to let go, ask yourself, am I clinging to what I want or trusting what I need? Sometimes we grip so tightly onto things that we bleed. But letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. God's best rarely looks like our plans, but it always leads to peace. And peace isn't the absence of struggle, it's the presence of divine timing. You can't force timing. You can't manipulate fate. You can't beg your way into a destiny that's not yours. What's meant for you will never miss you, and what's not meant for you will never stay. No matter how tightly you hold on, true freedom comes when you release your grip on control and open your hands to trust. The storms in your life aren't always sent to break you. Sometimes, they're there to break your illusion of control. They strip away everything that's false, everything you thought you needed, and from the wreckage, a deeper trust can rise. Storms reveal the foundation, and if that foundation is trust, you will stand. When everything falls apart, that's when the miracle begins. Your plans collapse, your certainty disappears, and in that emptiness, space is made for grace. Hope often lives just beyond the edge of despair. You were never forgotten. You were being reshaped, not to return to who you were, but to rise as who you were always meant to be. Surrender is not giving up. It's giving in to something wiser. It's the soul's way of saying, I no longer need to control everything to trust that it will be okay. Let go of the timeline. Let go of how it should have been. Let go of the obsession to be in charge, and make space for how it could be. Surrender is not defeat. It's the beginning of peace. Even when your prayers feel unanswered, know this. No is not rejection. Delay is not denial. Silence is not absence. Sometimes, God answers not with words, but with stillness. You're not being ignored. You're being guided. The silence may be the sacred space where your spirit grows deeper roots. Sometimes, your greatest blessings come dressed as heartbreak. What if the thing you lost was the very thing that held you back? What if you've been freed, disguised as being broken? Not every ending is a loss. Some are liberations. Sometimes, the weight we drop is exactly what lets us soar. Stop running. Stop resisting. Start trusting. The universe or God isn't cruel. He's just not on your clock. And that's the best gift of all. Because his clock never misses a beat. He's preparing more than you asked for, in ways you never expected. Repeat after me. Lord, not as I will, but as you will. Not what I want, but what's best for me. Because what's best may not always be easy, but it will always be enough. What I desire may be short-term comfort, but what you give is long-term healing. Shape me, change me, lead me. I trust you. What if the answers you waited for were never meant to arrive? What if the very act of waiting was the answer itself? We search for clarity in outcomes, but sometimes truth hides not in what happens, but in how we endure. Perhaps life was never about fulfillment, but about formation. Not about getting what we want, but learning who we are without it. To lose something is not always to be deprived. Sometimes it is to be redefined. And in that quiet redefinition, you begin to see you were not being denied. You were being invited into a deeper way of being. So, if nothing else, let this remain. You are not late. You are not lost. You are exactly where you were meant to be. And if that thought stirred something in you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell. Because this is not the end. It's only a new way to begin.